To the immigrants who had never owned land, the vast, empty spaces of the American West were an irresistible attraction. By the thousands, they went west. Most were young and strong. Taming a wilderness was not for the weak. Farmers, ranchers, and miners all competed for land. Very few held legal title. The settling of the American West was a dirty, violent, and for many, deadly adventure.
When you were a kid, when I was a kid, and even now when there's some old reruns on television, we see Wild West films. And in those Wild West films, we see ranchers fighting against farmers. Then you find there are fights between indigenous Americans and migrants that have come in from Europe.
All right, you two, get him up. Come on, get him up and get over there.
Not everybody agreed, not only on who owned what among farmers or who had the right to graze here or there among ranchers, but literally between the farmers and the ranchers. The whole idea of the 18th and 19th century United States is fraught with all of these romantic films with violence, but it was really a fight to find out how they could live together eventually without fighting, because it caused a lot of deaths and it caused, of course, a lot of misery.
Through most of the 19th century, the squatters were a hated presence on the frontier, as they are in many parts of the world today. But in America, squatters ultimately became legitimate landowners, and how that happened defined property law in the new republic.